Today we'll be creating a network attached storage using this NVMe to SATA adapter. It has this ASM1166 chip and supports 6 SATA connections. Recently, Raspberry Pi launched their Compute Module 5, which is this tiny computer that can be attached to an I/O board, and we are going to connect the NVMe adapter to it. Now the plan is to create a NAS with RAID 5 using OpenMediaVault and the Compute Module 5 and see how this performs. So firstly, I wanted to make a rack of hard drives, so I bought this Acrylic HDD Rack mount. I quickly removed the protective film and started fixing the hard drives to the acrylic plates with the screws provided with the rack. Once it was assembled, this is how the rack looked like. It looked pretty neat to stack up the hard drives using this rack mount. I then bought one of these SATA power supply cables that can be powered using a DC power adapter like this that provides 7.5 amps at 12 volts. I then connected the power supply cables and the data cables to the drives. I then 3D printed the backplate for the I/O board, placed it on top, connected the SATA data cables to the NVMe adapter, and this is how the entire setup looked like. Now on powering the drives, you can hear the drive spinning and coming alive. Now I firstly installed Raspberry Pi OS Lite and powered the I/O board. For OpenMediaVault, we need to install Raspberry Pi OS Lite and not the desktop version. And I have made a detailed video of how you can flash an OS on the Compute Module 5 with an eMMC storage, which I have linked somewhere here as well as into the description below. Now once it started giving me this error about not finding the AHCI controller. So I disconnected the NVMe adapter and booted the OS. I searched around this and found that there were some options that I needed to add in the config file that loaded the required overlays. I then logged into the CM5 via SSH and added these options in the config.txt file and shut down the device. I then connected the adapter again and booted the CM5 to now see that the drives are all available. Next, I installed OpenMediaVault on this using the guide that I had already created before for setting up OpenMediaVault on a Raspberry Pi 5 and access the UI to see that the drives are all detected. I then installed multiple device plugin, formatted the drives, and set up RAID 5 with the 4 drives. Now I have a separate detailed video on how you can install OpenMediaVault, set up RAID 5 on the Raspberry Pi, and access the NAS using Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. I've linked those videos down into the description below. Now once I set up RAID 5 and exposed the NAS using SMB services, I connected a LAN cable to the I/O board and connected the NAS on Windows to test its speeds. On copying a large file, I was able to get about 110 megabytes per second. I also tried using a 2.5 gigabit USB to Ethernet adapter and I got slightly faster speed ranging from 130 to 140 megabytes per second. Now this is good enough speed considering that we are making use of hard drives. I was able to achieve around 200 megabytes per second on my other NAS setup, which I created using the Pentasata hat and the SSDs a while ago. You can check out the entire video on my channel. Now in terms of the power consumption, I saw at idle the whole setup including the Compute Module 5 used around 21 watts of energy, while at peak load it went up to 34 watts of energy usage. My current NAS with the SSDs take only about 9 watts of energy at peak load, and hence I use it on a daily basis and it's always on. Now I plan to use this HDD setup as a backup NAS to transfer data from my primary SSD based NAS. I plan to have some automation such that it starts up the HDD based NAS, then replicates the data from the SSD based NAS and such down. This will give me significant amount of energy saving as well as less wear and tear on the hard drives. I'll be making a video about it, so make sure to subscribe to this channel to see the full video once it is out. Now let's look at some of the pitfalls. Firstly, the NVMe to SATA adapter is not very strong and you have to be very careful while connecting or disconnecting the SATA cables. Secondly, since we are using hard drives, this generates significant amount of heat, so you would need a fan in this bracket to keep the drives a bit cooler, thereby further increasing the power consumption. I have ordered the fan, but it's still on the way. Now I will provide the links to all the components that I have used in the video description below. Now if you like to see such some awesome stuffs, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as hit that like button for more such videos to come. Now if you want to support this channel, there are links into the video description below wherein you can buy me a coffee or you can support me via Patreon. Till then, take care and I'll see you in my next one.